Chapter 3. David Goes to School. I woke up next morning. I felt quite bright and happy, and then the terrible memory came back to me. I wondered what would be done to me. I had to stay there for 5 days. I listened to all the sounds of the house, the ringing of bells, footsteps on the stairs, voices in the street outside. On the last day, I heard my name being spoken in a whisper. I went to the door. Is that you, Peggotty dear? Yes, David. How is mother? Is she very angry with me? I could hear Peggotty crying. No, not very angry, said Peggotty. What are they going to do with me, Peggotty dear? Do you know? School. Near London was Peggotty's answer. When, Peggotty? Tomorrow. Then Peggotty put her mouth close to the keyhole. David dear, she said, I have not seen you much lately, but that is not because I don't love you. I love you just as much as ever. But I thought it better not to see you, better for you and for your mother. I thought they would be angry. Thank you, dear Peggotty, I said. And will you write and tell Mr. Peggotty that I'm not so bad as he might think, and that I send my love? Will you please do that? She promised she would. In the morning, Miss Murdstone came and told me that I was going to school. I found my mother at the breakfast table. Her eyes were red with crying. Oh, David, she said, do try to be a good boy. The carrier's cart came up to the gate. My box was taken down and put on it. Peggotty did not appear. Clara, said Miss Murdstone again. Yes, dear Jane, said my mother. God bless you, David. Miss Murdstone took me out to the cart. I got in, the horse moved away and stopped. I wondered why he had stopped. Peggotty climbed into the cart. She kissed me. Then she gave me some paper bags full of cake and a little bag of money. Then she got down from the cart and ran away. The cart moved on. After a time, I stopped crying. I looked into the little bag of money. There were 3 bright coins in it, and a paper for David with my love. I asked the carrier, are we going all the way there? All the way there, asked the carrier. There, I said. Where is there? Asked the carrier. London. Why, that horse would be dead before he got half that distance. I'm only going to Yarmouth, and the coach will take you to London. This was a long speech for Mr. Barkis. Barkis was the name of the carrier. I offered him a cake. He put it in his big mouth and swallowed it whole. Did she make that? He said. Do you mean Peggotty, sir? Yes, she did. She does all the cooking. Mr. Barkis sat looking at the horse's ears as if he saw something new there, and sat so for a considerable time. By and by he said, No husband. No, sir. She is not married. He sat looking at the horse's ears. Yes, I answered. Well, he said, slowly turning his eyes towards me. If you are writing to her, say that Barkis is willing. Barkis is willing. Is that all the message? I said. I didn't understand. Much later I understood that he was willing to marry her. Yes, he said slowly. But you will be passing my home tomorrow, Mr. Barkis. Could you not give your own message so much better? Barkis is willing. That's the message, he said. When we reached Yarmouth, the lady in charge of the inn said that dinner had been ordered for me. She led me into a very large room. The waiter brought me my dinner. That looks a very big dinner for a little boy, he said. Shall I help you with it? Let us see who can eat most. The waiter ate most. He ate nearly all the dinner. I asked him for a piece of paper, and I wrote a letter to Peggotty. My dear Peggotty, I have come here safe. Barkis is willing. Give my love to mother. Yours with much love, David. Are you going to school? Asked the waiter. Yes, I said. Where is the school? I said. Near London. That's all I know. Oh, I am sorry for that. Why, I asked. That's the school where they broke 2 bones in a boy's side. This did not make me feel very happy. The coach came to the door. The lady of the inn came and looked at me, and led me to the coach. Did you eat all that dinner without being helped? George, she said, to the coach driver, "Take care of that child, or he will burst." I got into another coach. It drove away, and we came at last to Blackheath. We walked a short distance and came to a high brick wall. Over a door. In this wall there was a board with Salem House painted on it. The door was opened by a man. "The new boy," said the master. Salem House was a square, brick building. I was led into a schoolroom, the saddest place I have ever seen. It was a long room with 3 long lines of desks in it. Bits of paper lay on the floor. The walls were covered with ink. Mr. Creakle, the headmaster, was a fat man. "So," he said, "this is the young gentleman who bites. I have been told by Mr. Murdstone that you bite. I know Mr. Murdstone. He is a man of strong character. When I say that I will have a thing done, I will have it done." I was very frightened. School began next day. One boy, only one, was friendly to me. His name was Traddles, and he became my best friend. I remember the deep roar of many voices in the classroom, and the sudden silence as Mr. Creakle came in. Mr. Creakle seemed to take a special pleasure in beating boys, and he beat poor Traddles most of all. School went on and on and on. Mr. Creakle was a bad headmaster who knew very little. The 2 young masters were bad teachers. Only Traddles made my life there bearable. At last the term came to an